Hello, Tab Nation! I'm back with another intro kind of AutoHotkey script here. We're doing both version 1 and version 2. It's been about 13 days since my last video. It's the end of summer. I was just taking a break. You know, my garden was going crazy. I had to preserve a bunch of food and then school shopping. All that fun into summer stuff. But I'm back. So let's jump into the code, shall we? Sorry about that. So today we're going to be doing, we'll start with version 1, because why not? It's what most people are still using. And we're doing drive stuff. So we can do drive get is what we're using here. Now as you see, I'm doing requires version 1, whatever the newest one is that I have currently installed. Our hotkey here is just going to be F1. And it's pretty simple. I mean, this is very easy stuff, but it has a lot of uses that I've done in the past. I can't really think of any off the top of my head, but use your imagination. There's a ton of ways to use this. But yeah, we were doing drive get, comma, and then whatever our output variable is, obviously you can name this whatever you want as long as it matches wherever you're using it. So this is where the data is going to be stored, and we're just calling it output variable. That way it's easy for you to understand what that means. Another comma, and then we're going to be doing, this is what we want to do. What are we doing with drive get? We want to get the capacity. Capacity of what? We're just going to get the capacity of my C drive. We'll go ahead and launch this script, and each one we'll see in action as soon as I talk about it, if I can find it on my desktop. Here we are. All right, that should be running. So I'm going to go ahead, push F1, and there you go. So what it did here is you'll notice I'm doing some math here where I'm dividing by 1048, because what it's going to spit out is the megabytes. I want to get the gigabytes. So we're just dividing by 1048. I know people are going to say, no, you divide by 1,000. This is the binary way of doing it, because 1048 is the binary number for dividing to get your megabytes. So I have 415. It's actually something that I'm not sure how I feel about it, but that's like the actual capacity that it has. It's actually a half a terabyte, but because, you know, there's like a proportion on it, the OS is taking up space, you know, whatever, it's going to say 400, and that's what's usable to me. So, I mean, depending on what you're doing, that could be a good thing or a bad thing, depending, you know, whatever. So that's that one. Next, same layout, drive get, output variable, but this one we're doing label. And we're doing the same drive here, C. So we're going to go ahead, press F2, and that is what it's called. That is the label of that thing, which it's funny that it says Windows 8 OS. This is actually a hard drive I reused on my new computer, so it's actually, that's just the label. My operating system is actually 10, so that's just what it was called. It's not actually checking the operating system, it's grabbing what you called it originally, I guess. Next, same layout, drive get, output variable, but this time we're doing serial. Same drive, F3. That is my serial number of that. Not sure why you would need that, but maybe you want to try to buy something close or look it up somehow. Not sure. Just throwing it out there. F4, we're doing type. This one we're going to do the G drive. Why not? So we push that, and it is a fixed. It's not an external. It's a fixed, so it's inside my computer. So that'd be a good way to check if maybe an external hard drive exists before your code runs. You can do it that way. That's one idea, at least. F5, we're doing list. Now, as you notice, we're not defining a drive, and that's because, well, I want to see all my hard drives. So these are all my internal. I got a C, D, E, F, G. Yes, I have a lot of hard drives because each one is used for something specific. You know, my C is my operating system. G is like my photos and memory or pictures, videos. F is like my YouTube channel. E is like where I put my video games. D, I think, is system recovery, something like that. Next, we're doing F6. Now, we're changing it up here a little bit. We're doing drive space free. Same kind of layout though, output variable, but because up here we're saying that we're getting this drive space free, we don't need to define anything here, just the hard drive. So we're going to look at my G, and what was that, F6? Once again, we're dividing here to get the gigabytes versus the megabytes, so 277 is what is available in gigabytes on that hard drive, whatever that one was again. I think it's my photos. So I still have 277 usable gigabytes on that hard drive. Now, before we jump to version 2, I did not cover every single option you have. I mean, you got, as you see, there's like status CD. So I'll link this in the description below. You basically are just getting the idea. After that, you can come here and see what's all available. I'll link version 1, and then here's version 2 of everything that you can do with this kind of topic. So yeah, check those out for more details on what all is available, but I don't want to make this video crazy long covering everything. So version 2, let me close out version 1. Now here, obviously, we're going to be doing some stuff a little different. So as you see, I'm launching version 2 here. Everything is a function, so you just make sure back here where we could just do this with a return at the end. Here we gotta basically do the same thing, but we have to put it in curly brackets and to create a function. Hotkey F1. Whoops. Not sure what I just did there. That was weird. Oh, there we go. Now here, we're putting the variable first. We're doing colon equals, and then what we are looking, and drive get capacity, and then you just in parentheses and quotations, which drive. Obviously, message box is a little different, but I've done a video on that already, so I'm not going to dive into that. So F1, there we go. Now here you see I did not convert it to gigabytes, just so you can see how that works. So here, you know, I got over 400,000 megabytes available on the C drive. Pretty self-explanatory. And basically, just to run through this real quick, and everything's laid out exactly the same. The only thing you're changing, besides if you want to have different output variables, because obviously I'm reusing them here, but you're just changing this wording. That's really all that's going to change. So here you get drive get label. There we go. See, Windows 8 OS. That's just what it was originally labeled as when I got it back in the day. F3, we're doing drive get serial. And there is our serial number. I remember it starting with like 572, so that looks right. Next, we got drive get type. F4. Once again, it's fixed. That is correct. Then we got F5. This one is drive get list. Difference here is no quotations, no name of drive, because we're getting them all. So that's F5. Same thing, C, D, E, F, G. And our last one is drive get space free. This one kind of got a little long there. So that's F6. And there we go. Once again, I didn't convert this. I just did megabytes, so you can see that versus gigabytes. So you can see both ways of doing that. So yeah, like I said, this is only a fraction of what's capable over there. Just go ahead, jump over there, see what they got. Link in the description. And if you haven't subscribed, I'm usually not in the last like 2 weeks because I'm taking a break, but 1-2 videos out every single week having to do with coding. 90% of the time it's AutoHotkeys, but I do jump over into other languages, still trying to focus on automation, just so you guys can expand your horizons and maybe see what's out there. But I'll never probably dive too deep into something, maybe a few videos in JavaScript or Python. But yeah. Alright everybody, I will see you on the next one. Hit the like button if you like this intro. Lets me know what you guys want to see more of. Bye!